Hello everyone, I am Tacit and welcome to the Gems of War Campaign 10 Week 9 Day 2. So of course today we got the Dark Pits faction going on. As far as daily events, it does have the weapon, though it is pretty bad. Of course all of these have a weapon associated to them. Some better than others. The one we had last weekend, really good. This one, pretty much useless. But there's that. Anyways, as far as layout, not the greatest either, but we'll be taking out some of the rooms, getting our loot as, you know, standard Tuesday event would be. Still decent loot even to this day. Its loot's definitely gotten worse over time, but I still feel like it's worth taking. Aside from that, we are getting very close to getting our Zenith, as long as we do our battles. This is today. Actually, you know what we get today? The tower. Cool. We'll put that in the title, why not? I forgot, we get the tower today. Not just any tower, the tower. The funniest thing about the tower is, even though it is called the tower, it is not considered a tower. Which is probably one of the more ironic things. It is considered a construct though, which fits for it. However, it is not actually a tower. There's a tower typing, and the tower is not a tower. And it's just a bad terror one. It just creates like a gargoyle gem thingy. Overall, it's pretty useless as there's already a trip that does this better, but it doesn't come out till next week. Bounty Hunter Friday next week, not this week, but next week, is pretty much this but better. So this is very obsolete because that thing has 50% scar reduction. It also has a poison attach. It's a little bit higher mana cost, but it has 100% extra turn with no caveat attached to it. So it's basically just better the tower for the most part, which is kind of funny. But yeah, today we get the tower, and then tomorrow we get nothing. Well, a deep book, but nothing, and enough copies to max the thing. And then finally, what we actually want this Thursday is Zenith. The good old Zenith. Anyways, so let's grab one of the teams from the Monday video. I don't know, which one do we go for? A couple different options. I'll go for... which one was Rowain? I don't know, we have access to Guard's Avatar and Rowain. I'm not sure which one I want to run more. Yeah, let's go with Rowain. If in doubt. Technically they're both the same mana cost in this context, as both of them need 12. However, we have double link and all that other stuff going to it, so I'll stick with the good old Rowain. I haven't been really switching it, but let's switch to armor as we should be. We could go to 20% armor actually, now that I think about it. Just for slightly more consistent full mana, because we won't need the damage for a while. I did actually grab the team. Let me make sure I grabbed the team. Where'd it go? It was 20 to 100, right? No, it was the all the way through. Technically, either could with our Skill Shield. The reason you generally don't want to do that initially, with what's it called, is because it blocks on Brown. If you do it with Guard's Avatar, because he himself uses Brown. Whereas with the case of Rowain, you're not actually using Brown initially. Also, why on earth is Legends Report blocking it? There's not even a thing going on. Not until 6 hours and 51 minutes from now tomorrow. And then we have our final one on Friday? Saturday? Maybe it was Saturday, actually. Whatever, whatever a few days from this. But yeah, that would be Saturday then. Interesting. What did I say earlier this week? I could have sworn it was Friday, but yeah, apparently it's Saturday, maybe the last day. Because that'd be the same interval they've been doing. That's weird because then that only gives you 2 days to do it, not 3 days. But I guess that makes sense. Hold up, because yeah, one of them would have to be a 2-day interval, wouldn't it? Because there's 14 days. So if they're doing it in 5 different shifts, one of those shifts has to be a 2-day shift. Which means, yeah, it's Saturday. I'm sure what I was saying earlier. But yeah, it is a Saturday thingy. Anyways, let's go and do this faction. Good old Dark Pits. Put this in here, put that over there, paste that. Also, hello everyone, by the way. Hello, welcome, welcome. Start from the top. Hello, Isabel. Hello, Barbara. Hello, Roman. Hello, Gimli. Hello, Tyrion. Hello, Ray Gray. Hello, Cookie. Hello, Dwight. Hello, Tyrion. Hello, Nightmare. Hello, Sushi Ninja. Hello, everyone. Welcome. Let's see. Also, thank you so much. Oh, I didn't see it earlier. Thank you for the $10 tip, Nightmare. Greatly appreciated. How am I doing tonight? Still tired. I am not sure what's been up with my sleep schedule, but I have still been so tired lately. But I'm getting there. Like, even with a normal... the problem is, lately, I've been going to sleep, but then waking up in the middle of the night, and then it's like, oh, I'll just go back to sleep. But then I don't fall back to sleep. So, it's been slightly problematic. Because I'm, like, awake when I, like, wake up in that moment, but I can't fall back asleep. And this is problematic because I'm not, like, awake. Like, you know, at that point, I only have, like, a few hours of sleep. Like, maybe 3 or 4. But then my body doesn't want to go back to sleep because it's like, oh, I woke up, time to stay up. But, yeah, it's been slightly problematic. I'm not sure why it's been doing it so much this last week. It's been doing that almost every day. So hello, Clip-Bomb. Welcome, welcome. And eventually it'll get a good night's sleep. Hello, George. Welcome, welcome. Oh, sorry. Let me start from the top. I didn't say hello to everyone. Earson did. Never mind. Hold up. I didn't read all the things. Is there a faction today? I know. Do some people actually still skip it? I know we did a poll on it earlier. I feel like since Palooza, people have started to skip Tuesday Faction Day. Its loot isn't any worse. It's just relative to, like, if you compare, like, 15 minutes of running a Vault event compared to 15 minutes of the Tuesday event, yeah, it looks pretty bad. But honestly, everything in this game, when compared to a Vault event, looks horrible for loot. Like, there almost isn't a single thing in the game where the loot looks horrific if you compare it to Vault event. The only 2 exceptions are some of the daily adventure board tasks and Tribute. But almost every other thing, if you compare it to Vault event, looks like nearly 0 loot. Just because of how much loot Vault events give. Which reminds me, we never finished World event. I should probably go poke that some to stream as well. Actually, did we even start it the other day? Now that I think about it, hold up. Because we were messing with the Mythic. Did I even touch the World event? No. We should probably do that. That's funny. I kind of forgot about that. Because we were so focused on Medusa after we got Medusa that I haven't even started the World event yet. Should probably do that. So that tends to happen. What normally happens is we like poke it ever so slightly on a Monday night because the tasks wanted us to. Though this time around they didn't, so we didn't even touch it all. And then like Wednesday we clear it all out. Tends to be how it goes. I'll probably try clearing it out tonight. So hello Logic Slayer, welcome, welcome. You mentioned end of Monday's video when you guys asked, was there anything else to do? For what? I'm trying to think. But I wasn't sure if you did any of it since you ran. Oh, yeah. I was thinking, like in the back of my brain last night's stream, I was like, I'm forgetting to do something. And now it's like, oh, it was World Lore event. Because I knew I was forgetting something. I do that sometimes on Monday videos too, but normally I don't actually forget anything on Monday videos. But I always have like the hunch, like, I definitely forgot to say something about something. And sometimes I actually do forget to say something about something. So hello, Jonian. Welcome, welcome. Oh, don't do submerge. Why? Why you have to be like that? That means the rest of this area has submerge. That means we got submerged so ridiculously early. Wait, did we take it on the second? Did I just take the very first room that could have been submerged was submerged? That's not good to see. Because that means the room right to the right was a submerged room. This one right here. Already know exactly where it is. Like, you can tell so easily sometimes. You don't even need to know that was the room to know that that was the room. But yeah, that's where the tier 5 is located in this area. I like Gargoyle team in the faction, now that's 50% mana start, yes. Any team that ends up going around Geomancer, or, you know, pure contract team for the Underworld is probably going to be pretty good. Particularly with Brown off of Chalcedony, or Chalcedini, or however you say it. I'm pretty sure I'm still pronouncing it wrong. Though in all fairness, anytime like someone tries to give me a pronunciation, like a day later, someone else will give me a completely different pronunciation. Or at least to my perception of looking at it, it is a completely different pronunciation. As far as my processing of what on the earth the text says. Yeah, she is so ridiculously broken. Like with Night Spider, it was like, oh, it's probably gonna get nerfed, and then didn't. And then it's like, yeah, that's kind of fine that it probably didn't get nerfed. In the case of Chalcedony, it seems like it actually is legitimately gonna get nerfed. Like, it's kind of crazy. Though there were a couple things that kind of seemed like that. Centurion did, and honestly ended up turning out to be fine. Night Spider did, though that's still kind of on the broken end. And Chalcedony definitely seems like she should be. And that one would be super surprising if it didn't. That's like the level of if Elementalist stays the same forever. Like, that's basically what Chalcedony is. It's one of those things, like, there's no way it's gonna stay like that forever, right? Because, gosh, is that power creep? If so, we're gonna need that Elementalist to combat the Chalcedony. So hello, Trilogy. Welcome, welcome. Also, isn't top left in this place always a treasure room? Pretty sure it is. Actually, I believe it's the only guaranteed treasure room in this faction. Unless there's one on the path. I think it might have only been in the corner. So hello, Supernova! Welcome! Yeah, it's always a treasure room. Yeah, and it's the only one as well. That makes sense. Just one treasure room in a little corner. Because this faction came out back when having only one treasure room in a faction was kind of normal. Nowadays, while there are some that are exception, most of them do come with like 2 or 3. Like the most recent one had 3, all the way at the bottom. It's kind of like Mirrored Halls, except worse, because Mirrored Halls had 4 guaranteed treasure rooms. As well as 2 guaranteed tier 5s. Mirrored Halls was almost as close as we could get to City of Thieves. City of Thieves was just so insane. I'm really curious to see what the pure faction for City of Thieves will be. I mean, not the pure faction, but you know, the, what's that one feature called that is almost irrelevant because they barely did anything with it? The, super factions, the, I can never remember the term, they have a special term. But those things, I'm really curious to see what that will be for City of Thieves. Because it's already the best farming faction, what are they gonna do, make every single room a treasure room? Because I would love to see that. Could you imagine? Oh, a deep delve. I remember the term now. It's called a deep delve. Yeah, but there's a Nightmare in chat mentioning it. Actually, everyone in chat mentioning it. As soon as my brain processes it, and it starts appearing in chat. But yeah, all the deep delves. I still wish they would rework deep delves. It was one of those mechanic shifts that, I don't know. It just didn't seem like it did enough at all. Actually, when are we even getting our next deep delve? I would assume in like a couple weeks from now. It's not going to happen during this event cycle. Let me actually double check. Do we actually know what next deep delve is? We should be getting a patch pretty soon too, because we actually don't know that far ahead from current date. We're probably getting a September patch, maybe even a late August patch. Which makes sense. We normally get a patch in August. Sometimes a bigger one, too. Because if I'm not mistaken, isn't that when we got Palooza? Sometime in August? I think it was early August, though. Oh, maybe it is soon, because Cafe actually gave us codes. So, it's not today, right? I didn't even check the forum. There's not a patch right now, right? There shouldn't be. I highly doubt there is. I didn't even think about that, but, there is a non-zero chance there's a patch there. Though there likely isn't. Anyways, I came here to look for... Not that. I'm looking for the weekly event thing. There it is. We actually do know when the next Friday faction is. It's gonna be for, Hall of Guardians. Oh, they're finally giving it to the one they skipped. That's funny. So I mentioned last time, maybe even they realized it. I'm not sure why they did it in that order. But they were kind of going in faction order when they were doing the deep delves. But for whatever reason, they did second the Crypt faction. Crypt faction is technically the third faction that was added to the game. It was the second one that was added, or technically the first one that was added, but there was two that came out on release, All-Seeing Eye and Hall of Guardians. But for whatever reason, they skipped Hall of Guardians and went straight to Crypt. But now they're going back to Hall of Guardians. That's kind of funny. But yeah, this is not this Friday, but that's on August 26th at the end of this month. Sorry, 28th. I can't read dates. Well, technically, actually, yeah, it is 26th. It ends on the 28th. Never mind, I was right the first time. But yeah, that's last Friday of the month. That's when we get our next deep delve. Hopefully the troop is good. Actually, we already know what the troop is. Let me go check. Or we should. There's a small chance we don't. Nope, we do. Oh, is it a tower? No, it's a construct though. Oh, a construct. Let's see, what does it actually do? Oh, let me bring it in the tab that actually looks bigger. Put that in there, put that in there, put that in there. Oh, the brightness, it doesn't have dark mode on. Guardian Pillar. Epic Hall of Guardians construct. It is a pillar with an eye. 13 mana cost, red, yellow. Creates 8 yellow gems and 8 brown gems. Then Barrier, the first ally. Oh, that's kind of funny. There's actually a bounty hunter troop that basically does this, but for red, purple. But it barriers a random ally. That's kind of funny. Stone Skin for 50% reduction and 25% spell reduction. Overall, kind of average, but really funny because there is basically a bounty hunter troop. That is that same troop, just not from the faction. Also, it is a construct, so it does have that going for it. Though the colors that it create isn't too good for a pure construct team because it's not brown. Not only is it not brown, but it doesn't create brown. But yeah, it's very similar to gosh, what's that one troop called? It's been so long, I actually forget. I think it's called something Hound. Isn't it called something Hound? Yeah, Feral Hound. So it creates 8 purple and 8 red, and then barrier a random ally for 10 mana costs, with slightly worse traits. This one is 3 mana costs higher, creates 8 and 8, but it's, oh sorry, it does actually create brown. It's yellow and brown. Why did I think it was yellow and red? Its coloration is yellow and red, but it creates yellow and brown. Okay, that coloration actually is a little bit better for what it creates. But yeah, it creates 8 yellow, 8 brown. Hey, it feeds into Chalcedon, if nothing else. Then barrier the first ally. So it's a 3 higher mana cost, but you have a different gem spawn. It uses different colors, and it has slightly better traits. And by slightly better, I mean a lot better, because generally you don't even want Bone Storm on it. Bounty Hunter only helps in Bounty Hunter, which means in many situations it only has immune to death mark, whereas this thing has score reduction and spell reduction. Very rarely are you going to use that mechanic. Even this is almost barely unused or completely unused in the current state of the game. But it's a different option. If nothing else, in the context of pure faction, I guess it's not horrifically bad. I think it could be worse. But its mana cost is a bit too high. Like, they should have made this like a 12 or something. 13's still a little too high for that. If its gem spawn was a little bit higher or had a boost ratio or something, it would be fine there, but it seems a little high for what it is. Like, if that had 10 mana cost, that would actually be kind of good. But they probably thought it would be too good if it had a 10 mana cost. But they overcompensated just a little bit. Could have at least given it like an extra gem spawn or 2 to make it a little bit more unique. Give it like a 9/9 to 10/10. Actually, what does Lady Arnariel have? Hold up. Because Lady Arnariel's another pretty decent comparison troop. Oh, they probably based it based on Lady Arnariel's thing more than Feral Hound. Because she's also an 8/8 that's 13 mana cost. And she gives all allies life. But are giving all allies life? I don't know. Which one's more valuable? Giving your first slot barrier or giving all allies life? I guess to some degree, they are about equal. It's just generally, your first slot already has a weighted barrier. In some way, shape, or form. Not always, but a lot of the time. Especially if you're using a pure construct team. Like, it's almost guaranteed that your first slot is hero being able to barrier spam. Which is probably the main redundant thing about it. Is that a barrier is your first slot. But it's a construct used on a pure construct team, most likely. Meaning you already have something that can spam barrier very well. Without the need of assistance. Don't you dare get hit by lycanthrope. No! No! No, I saw that coming a mile away. No. I'm not even using Black Manacle, so I don't even have a cleanup option. And this is for a Valraven fight of all fights. And I don't have any targeting. No, I gotta keep denying yellow because I can't let him do his thing. Oh, there's gonna be a strange battle. Because I have to keep denying him on yellow. While simultaneously poking him one by one. We definitely have to skip to the end of this stealth room. You need to get destroyed already. There we go. Alright, all is good. There's no way we lose this down. It'd take a little while to kill him out, but we won't lose. Alright, now let's skip to the final room. Oh, in all fairness, we're almost already at the final room. We're only one treasure room short. Ooh, we get dodge from doing it. It was going to take so long to do it. So we'll skip to this little guy. That's a lone flame. Actually, maybe I should have still done it. Because now we're guaranteed going to have to spend 30 gems. Whereas if we still did that other room, might have been able to skip it. It would just take us so long to do that room, though. I'd rather just do the 30 gem thing at this point. Because even this battle is going to take like an extra minute or two. Gotta kill them very slowly, one by one. It's the only problem with a one damage source team. You lose your one damage source and you're kind of in trouble. Normally in factions and stuff like that, it's a lot less common, but gosh, this place has a lot of random stats effect out of nowhere. And eventually they're gonna hit you with a lycanthropy. Or a death mark, but realistically it's gonna be lycanthropy. It's the more annoying one. The struggle of doing one damage. There we go. Oh, we actually probably would have gotten a level 10 chest if we took the other one. Not like it matters much. There's not any unique loot in it. That would actually be kind of cool if there was. Or if they buffed factions, but they only buffed level 10 chests. That would actually be a funny way to buff factions. Like, I wish all faction final chests had a bit better loot to be more modern to the current state of the game. But it would also be kind of funny if only level 10 chests got the buff. Hello, Draco! Hello, Inflame. Welcome, welcome. Also, Lester and Elisa. Tears of the Sisters with Thrall is so good. Wait, which one is Tears of the Sisters again? I know that was a good weapon from the Kingdom. I actually forgot what it is. Because it was from the quest line of the New Kingdom. It was a really good weapon that I almost completely forgot about even exists. Because we kind of messed with it like the day it came out. And then I kind of forgot of its existence. But yeah, you get this weapon for free. Oh yeah, it was that one extra turn weapon. I almost forgot about this thing even existing. But yeah, this came out on the day the new faction came out. So what was that, like 4 weeks ago? It gives a bunch of life to all allies, converts 3 blue gems to good gargoyle gems, and gains an extra turn. It's a great source of life, also having some gargoyle gem on it. The auto extra turn's kind of nice. The main issue with it, and probably the reason I kind of forgot about it, it's generally going to be overshadowed by Rope Dart in almost every situation. There are some situations where you might want it more than Rope Dart, but a lot of times you'd rather just have Rope Dart on your team. Rope Dart's among one of the best weapons in the game. And if it wasn't for that, that weapon would probably get used a lot more. But it's competing with Rope Dart for extra turn yellow-blue slot. And at least 9 times out of 10 you'd want to go Rope Dart. Though there are a few niche teams where you would get a lot of value from it, particularly ones that need Gargoyle boost ratio. Like Zenith's a pretty funny one. Because last I recall, it does boost ratio off of all Gargoyles, not just evil ones. Even though it creates evil ones. Yeah, it sounds like a pretty good team. I'm really curious to see how all these Gargoyle mechanics will work with Zenith. There's a lot of things we have to test on Thursday. There's probably going to be the primary thing we do this Thursday. Because we have a lot of teams to mess around with Zenith. And Tears to the Sister is one of them. Because one interesting thing is it has no mana conflict with Zenith. Zenith's a red-purple and Tears to the Sister is a blue-yellow. Did I see the new achievements? Wait, did they add more new achievements? You mean more than the ones they already had? Yeah, I know of the new 2. They came with the patch. But yeah, the other one was from earlier this week. And then, well, they both came with the previous patch. But the other one was first doable earlier this week. And then this one is doable on Saturday, as far as finishing it. But yeah, those have been around since the patch on 3 weeks ago or whatever it was. No, 4 weeks. Wait, how long ago would it have been at this point? Almost like 6 weeks ago. Because, or maybe not that long, because it was last month, in July. I can't remember the exact day off the top of my head. Yeah, that happened with the Legends Reborn 6.4 patch. It just, they haven't been doable until last week and this week. These are 300 of those little gem point thingies. Wasn't doable until 1 week ago Monday. And the other one isn't doable until this Saturday, or at least finishing it anyways. Question, if you put Reflect on a troop with Skull Reflect as a trait, yes, it stacks. How is your damage figured when you get hit by a skull? What order it goes in, I actually forget, like which one triggers first. However, it just reflects both of them. So let's say you get hit by 100 damage. It'll reflect 50 damage and 25 damage individually. Which one it does first, I actually forget. But, yeah, it just reflects 50 and then 25. Or 25 and then 50. I'm not sure the exact order. Which does matter if they have barrier. Yeah, I completely forget what order it goes in. It would also be a little bit hard to do the setup to test it. Which is probably the main reason why I forget. Because it's such a rare situation that almost never comes up. Because you'd have to have 3 circumstances. You would have to have a Skull Reflect troop. You'd have to have Reflect on that Skull Reflect troop. And you would have to have barrier on the first enemy that is hitting you with that skull. And it's very rare that all 3 of those conditions are met. So I actually do forget the order on that. It would be relevant information to know for Guild Wars. It's one of those like really small, like ultra niche situations where it's like, this info would be really good to know in Guild Wars randomly. If it was to ever come up like once every like 100 Guild Wars. Because I can't remember ever being in that situation in Guild War, despite us having like 102 Guild Wars now. Our next one will be the 102nd. Actually, that's next week, actually, by the way, is the next Guild War week. Right around the corner. Isn't this week, right? Yeah, it should be next week. Yeah, am I just forgetting that it's like Guild War week this week? No, I'm pretty sure it's next week. People in chat would already reminded me by now. That's like, hey, it's Guild War. No, I'm pretty sure it's next week. Yeah, it's next week. That's what I thought. Though I do forget about it sometimes. There's 2 new achievements on Xbox about Soulforge. Wait, was there actually a patch today? I was kind of joking about that earlier. But there is a non-zero chance we get a patch today. Was there? I don't feel like there was. Yeah, just no patch. I don't know, maybe there is soon. Maybe it accidentally rolled out preemptively. Because we are getting a patch at some point, probably in the next few weeks. It's probably a bit of a smaller patch. What does the achievements actually say? Because we are likely getting a patch this month. Exact Tuesday that it's happening is in question. I was doubtful it was going to be today, though. But from what I can tell, it still hasn't hit today. That's weird that the achievement showed up on Xbox, though. So it might be soon, even though it's not today. It might be like next week's Tuesday, and accidentally rolled out early on console. It's definitely sometime this month, though. But I think that was them accidentally rolling it out. They have done that before on some platforms, where the patch accidentally sneaks by on a specific platform. Oh, I could have taken the yellow instead of that way. Whoops. Unfortunately, this next floor is not going to be the final floor because we had to skip that one room. Craft a gem, dragon egg, and Soulforge. Get a perfect run in dungeon. In dungeon? Interesting. Oh, is gem dragon egg going to be a new mythic weapon? That's something we haven't gotten in a while. Or maybe it'll be the first non-Doom weapon. It's a type of weapon that we don't actually have yet. So things that are considered basically like Doom rarity weapons, or like true mythic weapons, are Dawnbringer and Dustbringer. We don't have a third yet. Oh yeah, it could be the 7 dragons. Have they actually updated the info on them? Hold up. Are the info for the 7 dragons actually on Terran's World? Because last I checked, they were all to be determined. That's not how you spell Terran's World. But yeah, last time they didn't have their information yet. Do we actually know? No, it still doesn't have the info. Wait, those aren't them though. Where are they? Yeah, it still doesn't have info on them yet. Like, we saw their names earlier, but it still says to be determined none. But they're all placeholder thingies. It says A. Oh no, there's currently no weapon where you can craft multiple of it. So it might just be a mistype on the thing. Unless there's some kind of new mechanic with them. But all weapons you can only ever obtain once. Well, you can obtain them multiple times, but these don't do anything when you do. Makes it redundant to do so. Some of them, they literally force you not to. I don't mind more Soulforge updates. It always feels like it needs more updating. Soulforge seems like one of those areas of the game that they've definitely been neglecting. Like, there's so many things they could do with it that they don't. Also, I love that how I'm using an Urskia shield version of this team and not using Urskia shield like a single time. That tends to be what happens most of the time. It's why I normally just put Black Managore or something there. The amount of times I actually forget to use Urskia shield on Urskia shield team is way too high. Not even necessarily that I forget, it's just I think like, yeah, we'll probably have enough damage to do it without shield. And then like almost every time, we very much do not. Once you reach a certain point. How do you feel about a global shop where people can put up their extra mythics for in-game currency? It'd be exceedingly broken. It would be very, 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 very broken. Also, most people would probably just trade within their own guild by posting it at a really specific time and then sniping it very quickly. Because that's probably going to be their biggest concern with ever doing something like that. Well, that and it would devalue anything from a money perspective that they would try to sell. But if you could just trade for it. But they'd be concerned with people shifting gems from one account to another. Because it'd be very easy to do that. Like you saw how what they did with those mystery gift things, or not mystery gifts, it was like guildmate gifts. Like you lose half your gems in converting it. If they ever had a shop like that in game, even if it was like gem only and not money related, though they'd probably want it to be money related. Though then again, they would still lose money on that though. Maybe at some point they really got this for it. But it would just be way too big of an issue because you can convert a bunch of gems from like a side account to your main, which could be problematic because you easily shift thousands upon thousands of gems instantly. By just trading like a really horrible mythic for thousands of gems. We probably would have had enough if we had that one room. Oh well. Though it probably still would have been slightly short. Probably kind of knew since we skipped that one that we had to do slightly more battles. Probably don't need to though. Well, so we'll handle the codes once we do. And then we'll go and mess with the World event since I haven't actually touched it yet. I don't know, maybe we'll just save all the World event for Wednesday. That tends to be what happens anyways most weeks, realistically. Like cashing in on the 42 famines. No, the only one I have a lot of is 10 plagues. Unless you mean you have 42 famines, in which case, how on earth do you have 42 famine? Actually, what's the highest number of mythics you guys have? Like, numerically? Single digit, double digit? I highly doubt anyone has triple digit, though. That'd be kind of insane. You'd basically have to actively go out of your way to actually have triple digit of any mythic. Yeah, the one we have the most of is Plague, which I believe is at 10 unless we got more since then. Yeah, we're exactly 10. It's the only mythic I have double digits of. 10 Plagues. It was the third mythic ever added to the game. And we have a lot of them. That was back when you could get some insane gems per week off of guilds as well. We got a lot of excess resources. Anyways, let's go hand out code, clear out dailies real quick. Other than the 10 crowns, we'll worry about that later. And then, actually, you know what? We'll worry about that now. Because we're probably not doing World event tonight. We'll just finish out tomorrow. And by finish out, I mean start and finish it tomorrow night. But, yeah, let's go get our 10 crowns. And end on the 10 crown grind then. Because that's still going to take, like, 10-15 minutes. Well, probably closer to 10, but, you know, it can get unlucky sometimes. Also, oh gosh, this is lagging so much. I was gonna have to post this into chat. Wow, was that lagging? Why is my other computer lagging so much all of a sudden? There you go. It's been doing pretty good. But there's the code. Use it on gemswar.com underneath the redeem code section. Your invite code can be found in the settings menu. Redeem code's right over there in chat. Copy paste random numbers and letters starting with SE. And it gives the same reward as always. 2 treasure maps, 1 gem key, 200 souls, and 2,000 gold. Enjoy, everyone. Okay, let's go run. Where's Phoenicia? Oh, I'm not running the metal setup for Phoenicia. Let me go change everything. So we need metal setup for Phoenicia. And let's clear everything out with a actual Phoenicia team. If I could click the right team. There we go. Yeah, I don't think they'll ever add trading in any way in Gems of War. There'd be almost no way to balance it. There's just so many broken things that could end up happening with it. Like pretty much any multiplayer economy. And they probably just don't want to deal with that. Especially all the server strain. And their servers are already kind of sketchy at times. They don't need it to be even worse. You feel like swapping power orbs for niches would be neat? That would be actually really good. If you could do like one power orb with some extra loot for Nisha. They both in theory have the same value. But overall, I would say a power orb is actually easier to get in the current state of game. As weird as that may seem. Even though they both have the effective same gem value. Because they're both worth approximately 8,000 or so gems, give or take a couple thousand. Although I believe Anisha's a slightly closer. No, they're both basically at 8,000. So you can make the argument that Anisha is whatever 1,500 times 9 is. Which is math. Brain not comprehending. What numbers did I just say? It's 1,500 times 9 is the max value that you could ever consider Anisha to be. Which my brain doesn't want to process that at the moment. Even though that's not that hard of a math to do. It is 13,500. Yeah, I'm not sure why my brain couldn't figure out how to add 4,500 to that number. To 9,000, but there we go. Yes, 13,500 is the max amount of gems you can consider Anisha to be worth. Though technically it's a bit lower than that. But that's like the absolute highest gems you could ever consider a whole Anisha medal to be worth. Whereas a power orb is closer to like 7,000 or 8,000. Like maybe even 6,000 to 8,000. Depends how you look at it. If you can like get it off a leaderboard or not. There's some leaderboards are like so ridiculously contested. Speaking of which, like how's PvP leaderboard? I'm pretty sure there was someone who got 700,000 the other week. They're still kind of going hard on it. They're only one person. Because they did some kind of like mega push. And someone in their guild did 700,000, which I believe is the first time ever someone has done that much. Yeah, there's a flash offer from Noosa. Speaking of Nisha medals. Apparently they value at 35 bucks. But the actual gem value of it at highest is 13,500. Realistically, it's closer to 9,000 though. Gem value. And where I got the other number from was from, let me just make sure I did that. Okay, I did that. Okay, we need to go kill out the Dust Devil thing. But where I got that number from is an Anu medal is 500 gems. And Anisha is 3 times better than an Anu medal. So by proxy, it's 1,500 gems. If they were to do such a thing. Because it's basically just the equivalent of 3 Anu. The only problem is, I feel like 2 power orbs for 1 Nisha is not worth it. However, 1 power orb and a small amount of loot is probably worth it. I'll catch you later, Inflame. Thanks for stopping by. Have a good night. If anyone else has any other question or anything I want to go over, do let me know. Oh wait, why am I using this team? I'm using the wrong team. Because at this point, I'm probably just going to find a 10 crowns and then call it a wrap for tonight. Until tomorrow, where we shall finally go do the faction event. Double Iron Hawk. Actually, do I even need double Iron Hawk? Single Iron Hawk actually works. Single Dust Devil actually works. Because there's nothing in the way this time around. I don't think there is anyways. About to find out when something walls us with 21 HP. What time are we doing Xenoblade tomorrow? We're probably starting around 8. Maybe a little bit closer to 9. 8 or 9. I'm gonna aim for 8, but it might be 9. Hey, we're finishing chapter 5. I believe of 7 total chapters. I'd hopefully get started on 6. Oh, sorry, Tyrion. What was your question? Do you think Merfolk is worth using with the new 50% Mana Start Legendary comes out? Yes. It definitely has potential to be used. Anything that gets 50% Mana Start has potential. The biggest issue with that is it seems like weaker Frost Mage, which is basically just weaker Elementalist. So it's really competing with other things for that slot, as far as its viability. It does have the gimmick of being the highest Submerger in the game, as well as just, you know, the Merfolk typing in general. But there are very few situations where you need that much Submerge. Because most Merfolk teams can pretty much just maintain 4 times Submerge. Even if they're not using the Mythic that 4 times Submerges is. But there are a few things that benefit greatly from it, most notably being Megavore. Because if I'm not mistaken, doesn't Megavore have no way to 50% Mana Start right now? And once it has Merfolk 50%, it will. Because I'm pretty sure it doesn't. Oh, I actually can't offer Merfolk right now. Though when on earth would you ever use that in a Merfolk team? I mean, not Merfolk, I mean Monster. Oh, no, wait. Oh, I was thinking of Wildfolk. I saw Merfolk and I was thinking Wildfolk. My bad. Yeah, neither of them have 50%. Yeah, so yeah, it'll, for the first time ever, that's probably one of the biggest beneficiaries. That and the hero class, obviously. But, yeah, if you're going to be using the 50% Mana Start, it's probably for that. Like, I can't think of any other Merfolk that's really going to go for 50% other than hero. Because most of them aren't that good. Like, there's a lot of them that are, like, decent. But none are, like, so good that you'd want to build a whole team around them, necessarily. That's Merlantis. Though, in all fairness, most of them are in Merlantis. Merfolk. Like, what do we have? Do it by base rarity. If nothing else, what's his name gets 50%? The actual epic from the kingdom. Azura. Because Azura gains quite a bit of a benefit. So yeah, there's Megavore. Oh, Piskia. I'm not a fan of Piskia, though Piskia is not horrible. I'm just not a fan of it, personally. Let's see. Skyla's kind of funny. Though she's used mostly for a Skull Storm. We have that one Skull Spammer. We have Azura getting some value. A lot of it's pretty average, though. Like if you're using 50% for anything, it's Hero Class and Megavore. And maybe Piskia, though I'm not a fan of Piskia. Like, the first and only thing I'd really do with it is try Megavore teams. Until something works. Also, there's also some funny double Megavore teams. Especially with 50% start. Biggest issue would be feeding the mana consistently. Does the Merfolk weapon actually feed into itself? I don't believe it does. There are a few that do. That'd be kind of broken if that was one of them. Her favorite troop is Piskia. I generally don't like super luck-based mythics. It's one of the reasons I'm not a huge fan of Possessed King. Even though he's primarily used for his final trait. Like, if you're ever casting him, you're going through one of the most RNG casts in the entire game. With a triple 20%. Because with how many options are in Gems of War, you normally want to go for consistent ones. There's too many options to go for luck-based ones more often than not. Unless you're in a mode where you just really have to. But when you have access to everything, you very rarely will take the luck-based options. Especially in Guild Wars and such. Also for factions. Just quicker not to. And more consistent. When do we get the Construct Explode weapon? I believe it might be this Friday, isn't it? I know we're getting it pretty soon. Is it not this Friday? I don't remember the exact date, but it should be really, really soon. We're getting the Urska one this Friday. Yeah, I don't think we have an official date. Oddly enough, I don't think it's coming out during, I thought it was initially, but it's actually not coming out during the 3 weeks. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, it doesn't have an official date yet, but there it is. Explode, magic +1 brown gems, grant a random stats effect to all constructs, then summon a construct troop, green, yellow. And also gets to burn the first enemy. And that's about the only thing it does of relevance. But, you know, it's mostly used for this. When I say the only thing, I meant of its affixes. But, yeah, it's a pretty good weapon for construct teams. But, there's no official date. But yeah, it's actually not coming out during the 5-week period. I thought it would be, but apparently it isn't. Like, you would think it is, based on, you know, the fact that it's construct. And how heavily based the new kingdom is on constructs. But nope, it doesn't have an official date. It's coming out probably, who knows, a month from now, a couple weeks from now. But definitely not within the duration of the event. Or at least very likely not to, because it would have to come out next week then. Because this weekend we're getting an Urska Explodey weapon. Which is not a construct one. Because we already showed the team for it on Monday. It's a Urska Invasions. We showed this team. Double of the Invasion Troop. The weapon that gives a mana accumulation, though you can put literally anything there. And the 50% mana start Urska Troop. So you basically spam these out and then win. What's your side effect? Damage to an enemy. Wait, what is your side effect? Oh, it's boosted by enraged allies. That basically means he has no side effects. That's why I couldn't find it. I was trying to find a useful side effect, and it doesn't exist on him. Let's find 2 more and then we're there. Hey, and we got the tower. Unfortunately, the tower is a very useless troop that does not serve really any purpose, especially with the bounty hunter troop coming in on Friday. It is quite literally just a weaker version of a rare, I mean. Because it's a 1-color version of the troop we're getting this Friday. Because even though it's a 2 mana cost, or an 8 or 9 mana cost 2 mana color user, it is still a lower mana cost due to the fact that you can accumulate off of 2 manas. It's the same reason why some mythics technically don't have that bad of a mana cost. Because a mythic that's using 3 mana with a 20 mana cost is actually easier to fill sometimes than a 16 or 18 mana cost double mana legendary. Even though in theory they're a lower mana cost. But in practice they use 1 whole less color, so if you're destroying or mana draining off the whole board at once, you're getting more value towards the mythic. Have I tried Keyhound in World Lore event yet? No. We'll be doing that tomorrow night. Someone did mention that earlier, that it actually boosts ratios. I didn't think it would, because it seemed like it would do a static number. But apparently they forgot that the spell increase also applies to that. So it actually one-shots literally everything, which is really funny. And you only need 1 full metal for it. But I'll be messing with that tomorrow. Yeah, I know what you meant. Because it does 50% of life as damage, as well as armor. But they have spell increase apply to it, which means as long as you have enough spell increase, you're one-shotting everything you touch. because you're more than doubling the half damage HP, which means you're doing their entire HP. So unless they have spell reduction, you're just one-shotting everything. And even then, you probably still have enough damage to hit through spell reduction. It'd be a little bit slow for the earlier fights, obviously. Once you get deep enough, you can literally just one-shot everything. Though even at the lower range, you can. It's just kind of slow to do it that way. You get better value just AoE wiping them. Yeah, you need at least 100% bonus, which means one full medal would be enough, which I'm pretty sure we already have laying around. It's just not really relevant though, because if you're only doing like tier 2, tier 3, maybe even up to tier 4 battles, like AoE's still just doing so much more value up to that point. Because you're basically one-shotting, two-shotting. Maybe once you get to the point where you're three-shotting, but even then, KrissTigger would still have to cast 4 times. That wouldn't be that bad because you'd be using multiple of them though. But you can also use multiple AoEs. There's more than one option. There's Willow, there's Black Manacle, or anything off a hero. Really, there's only 2, but still. It's more than one option. What is the best place to use the Cursed Gnome Bait? Anywheres? Like, does it give more rewards? No, it doesn't have any higher rewards anywhere. The best place to use it would be the easiest possible fight. For example, an Explorer 1 fight. Because its loot is always the same. Just don't do it during a Palooza, though I don't think it can trigger during a Palooza. But yeah, as long as it's not a Palooza, it'll give 10 to 15 shards. And there's no way to increase that higher. You just want to make sure whatever fight you do it in, you don't lose or have it run away. Oh, so did we ever find the final Zenith yet? I feel like we haven't yet. It's still hiding out there. We're either missing 1 or 2. Pretty sure it's only 1 at this point. Yeah, we're only missing 1. The elusive final one that always hides forever. But any other questions, let me know. Because once we find this thing, we're probably going to call it a wrap for tonight. And then tomorrow we'll focus on World Event. Plus we get a new pet. International Cat Day pet. Or Cat Week, or Cat whatever. I'm not sure exactly when it is, but it's pretty soon if they're doing the pet for it. Who knows, maybe it already happened. Let's see, International Cat Day. Google, when's International Cat Day? International... It's... Oh! Yesterday, happy yesterday International Cat Day. But yeah, it was yesterday. That's why we're getting a pet for it on tomorrow. Yeah, it was literally yesterday. Happy belated International Cat Day. Perfect. And we're doing the dog one in, actually when's Dog Day? International, wait, it autocorrect to cat. Google, are you listening to me again? We never, Googled the other thing. Why is you not doing a D? Oh, that's a Zog. I need a dog. There we go. When's International Dog Day? August 26th. Are we actually getting that on the correct date? Let's see. Or not the correct date. Are we getting on the 24th? Hey, we are. 2 days before International Dog Day, we're getting the Dog Day one. Yeah, this is the one we're getting tomorrow. And this is the one we're getting 2 days before International Dog Day. He has a potion of love around his neck. Right, there we go. And now we got the tower. Is it relevant? No. Literally, the bounty troop coming out this Friday is stronger than it. But there's a copy of it. The tower. Creates a gargoyle gem. Chance of extra turning. And it has everything a bad tarot would normally have. But the troop this Friday... actually, I'll go show the troop this Friday. It's literally just an inferior version of this thing. So the troop this Friday is the following. This one. Wait, why not open? Okay, fine, I'll read it here. Create a gargoyle gem. Poison a random enemy for each gem under or around it. Gain an extra turn. So it's a green-brown 9 mana cost. Auto extra turn while creating a gargoyle gem. Which is the same thing that the other one does, but for 3 higher mana costs this one does it for. However, it uses 2 colors. However, the main thing that's really beneficial is always extra turns, assuming, you know, it's not frozen or anything. So is that. It also gets some poison on top of it, which isn't too relevant, but hey, a little extra value. And the main thing that's super relevant about it is its 50% score reduction. There are a few troops that have a 25% chance of summoning this thing. This is that stone Myfit, or whatever it's called, that some troops have. We can actually see this by typing it into game right now. That some things already have the ability to summon this. These include Chalcedony, Nubusa, and Tourmaline. And by that, I mean Chalcedony, because it's the only one of these 3 that actually exist. So realistically, you've probably already seen this if you've been running Chalcedony teams, and you happen to start losing some. They have 25% chance to summon a stone Mephit when it dies, which is basically just that one single gargoyle gem mechanic thing. But it's pretty useful in that currently you can't have 50% score reduction because you can't own a copy of it yet. But starting this Friday you can. So this will be a huge buff to Chalcedony, not like she really needs it, because you'll finally be able to have 50% score reduction on your Mephit 25% of the time when it gets summoned. Whereas currently it is impossible to have stone skin on it since it's not obtainable until Friday. But yeah, this is going to be even more of a buff to Chalcedony. Not like she needed one. But yeah, it's basically just a weaker version of what we're getting on Friday. The tower. But nonetheless, we got a copy of it. Should I go upgrade it? Probably should. Because if I'm not mistaken, don't we get a Kingdom Star if I upgrade it? Actually, we get it right now. But don't we get another Kingdom Star if I upgrade it? Unlock 3 traits on... No, actually we don't. That's interesting. We do not have to... Okay, maybe I will leave the tower unupgraded for now. Not like we're going to get enough copies. But you actually do not need to upgrade the tower to get 9-star... Oh, wait, but what about 10-star, though? I don't know, we'll see on the other day. Because I forgot, you can actually get the legendary as well. We'll find out. But I believe you need 18 copies for it, don't you? I don't know, we'll figure that out later. Yeah, we may not need to upgrade it immediately. Though at some point we probably will. Anyways, anyone have... Oh yeah, the only reason that the one troop is one-shotting the Krishhound is because of the event tokens. It wouldn't be able to do that by any other means, because it's not based on your magic. It's kind of like a Tesla situation, where like extra magic increase makes it insane. Or not magic increase, I mean spell damage increase. Because there's a difference between spell damage increase and magic increase. And there are a few troops that get really broken when you get specifically the spell damage increase, because they're not really meant to scale in such a way. Like Krishhound, for example, and a few others. And it just completely breaks how functional their ability is, because it just does way more damage than it really should be doing. Because magic would normally never affect them, but spell increase does. Same as Fairy Fire, oddly enough. But Fairy Fire would never be enough to make them one-shot. Or, you know, not in a proper way. Like Krishhound would do more damage, but it wouldn't be enough to one-shot with it. But the other thing it can... Yeah, we'll be messing with that tomorrow night. And, yeah, tomorrow night we'll do a bunch of raids. I mean, not raids, I mean World Event. Finish out World Event. And start World Events. And then Thursday night, we got a bunch of Zenith testing to do. Honestly, it's probably just going to be, like, immediately rush down to class event. Then literally the whole stream... Well, first we got to unlock Zenith. We kill our 10 Zeniths. Then we just use Zenith for, like, the entire rest of the stream. That's pretty much the entire plan of Thursday night. But anyways, guys, I'll catch you guys later. Tomorrow we'll be doing a stream for, aside from a normal Gems of War stream, 1 hour prior to now, at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, as we do every night. We will be doing Xenoblade Chronicles 3. It's starting to get very intense. We're currently in Chapter 5 of 7, I believe. So we're getting there. Hoping to finish that hopefully within next week, though not sure. It's a very long game. We're actually already 50 hours in or something. And I'm pretty sure we'll be like 80 hours by the end of the playthrough. Or somewhere as close. Maybe even 90. Well, maybe even 100. Who knows? If we did some more like side content, it would definitely break over 100. But anyways, aside from that, we'll be doing Xenoblade tomorrow, starting around 8 or 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time or so. And aside from that, we'll be doing Fall Guys this Thursday. They have a Sonic event going on. Probably one of the bigger events they've done. This was a bigger crossover. They're adding a new map for it. Sonic shoes, some other skins that are way too overpriced. And yeah, we'll have some fun with it. Luckily, we have some of those overpriced skins for free, so we'll be able to use them. Because we already had them from when they were back in free-to-play. Or not free-to-play, but, you know, when the game didn't overcharge for every skin. Xenoblade Chronicles 3 is getting weird. That's a funny way of putting it. I don't know, it's been getting good. Though they did have the birds and the bees talk during it, which was really funny. Because they had to explain to characters that only live for 10 years or less what generations are and what breeding is and everything else, which was a very funny, awkward moment. Because they were basically having to teach humans that don't know the concept of like everything like that, what it was. Which was very, very funny. Anyways, guys, I'll catch you guys later. Goodbye, everyone. Thanks for watching.